Donk Nation, Jackson Jennings, greetings and welcome to your daily dose of Donkey with Ginger. It's your boy, the Viking Donkey, bringing you some Steelers talk after a shellacking at the hands of the Buffalo Bills. You're talking 26-7 and an all-time record for Acrisure Stadium of opponent rushing yards. I mean, past 50 years we haven't been that bad against the run. Gingy, Laskers, both here, both get to talk about it. Hoy, lots of bad, maybe a little bit of good, but a lot of bad.
Holy smokes, Mutant Gingy in the house. And that first half was competitive.
First half good, Steelers winning.
Second half started off with a bad bang, and it just really went downhill from there. Did not look like an inspired performance. I really felt like on both sides of the ball, our big guys were losing in the trenches. There were a couple runs that Buffalo had that were just textbook, where you could see each one of the blocks just get pick up and move our guys 2.5, 3 yards in the opposite direction, and boy, oh boy, it was a shellacking up front. And
it
Buffalo didn't even have to do nothing spectacular. Like, they just played sound fundamental football and just went to town.
They did. Laskers, I believe TJ Watt said, I've never seen a team run the same play so many times. Well, when you can't stop that same play, why not run it, right? Who was it? Was it Madden or one of the other famous coaches that goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Like, just keep running the same play over and over?
It probably was Madden. And you know, if it was Madden, whatever, that is like one of the best statements ever. Like, why wouldn't they keep running the same play? I mean, it's kind of stupid if you change something that's working. Oh wait, now, we do that.
I want to talk about that play a little bit for sure. Now, what was that? Was that a player problem? To me, that looked like a personnel problem. Each of those plays had two tight ends, and we were not subbing out a corner for a bigger body. I think we should have been subbing out a corner. That should have been a different package in there to stop that, right?
From snap one, it looked like the Steelers had lost the game in game planning. I mean, Buffalo's going to come out running the ball, and the Steelers come out in the first drive in nickel and just never seem to adjust. Yeah. We played, I think it was something like 65% of the snaps with only 2 down linemen in a game where throwing the ball was going to be hard due to the conditions. And honestly, in a game where Buffalo had shown all they wanted to do was run the ball, but we're here being stubborn and staying in this nickel package with 2 down linemen. Laskers, it doesn't make sense.
No, I mean, and we've had that problem all year. We just don't we do not game time change what we're doing. We just stick with the standard is the standard. I mean, I'm going to use that term. I mean, we go with whatever we planned, and then it doesn't matter after that.
Yeah, it's certainly how it seems. And Gingy, I know the defense gets a little hate here because they gave up a jillion yards, but dude, when was the last time you saw such a lackluster Steelers offensive performance?
Donkey, that was an all-around team failure. I know that at this point we're calling out individual units and players, and it's Patrick Queen. No, it's Big Cam Hayward complaining about getting kneed in the stomach. No, it's TJ Watt getting paid $40 million. No, it was a failure on both sides of the ball. Neither one of those units lended itself to really support the other one, in my opinion. Now, I take that back immediately. I'll stand corrected. In the first half, the Steelers played their very traditional bend but don't break and get a big splash play. Right? I saw the turnovers in the first half, and that type of bend don't break is what's working. That's why the first half ended 7-3. That's a typical Steelers game. It's when that formula went in the opposite direction, and in the first play of the second half, Joey Bosa decided to jackknife powerbomb Aaron Rodgers right into the turf, and it all went downhill from there.
Yeah, it certainly did. That was absolute game-changing, back-breaking play. Just
literally looked like it would have broke my back for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the Steelers weren't great going into halftime. They weren't bad though. I mean, the 7-3 lead, that's where you want to be. You're bending but not breaking most of the time. You're forcing turnovers. That's the Steelers' MO to wins. I mean, the quarterback pressure wasn't what you want to see against two backup offensive tackles. Let's be honest here. You need to be a little better with that. But Laskers, the first half, I know maybe it didn't look pretty, but it was it was where the Steelers needed it for it to be winnable, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was where they needed it to be winnable. Now, I do think, coming into the second half, Buffalo just out schemed us. They changed what they were doing, and it worked. We didn't change anything. We just decided we're going to come out with the same game plan and let's play it.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I don't know what was going on. Gingy, what do you have to say about that one? I mean, he's right. Nothing changed.
Nothing changed, but we didn't even really get to see an opportunity to check that in the second half. It went south so fast on the first play. If you're really looking at it, going up 7-3 into the half and then having to defer and receiving the ball, that really gave us a great opportunity at that point to try to take a better control of that game. And that plane didn't even leave the runway. They didn't even get a chance. No. We could have an awesome easy time, like, Steelers went 3 and out to start the second half, and this could have started all that. But we didn't even get to see them do that because it was an immediate shakedown of Aaron Rodgers, which we've been talking about all year. This dude already has a broken bone in his body because we can't protect him. Even if we do make the playoffs at 9-8 and win this division or whatever else we decide to do, is this man going to be alive by the end of December? My goodness.
That's a fair question to say. And don't forget, we started with 2 turnovers in the second half. I think every drive for the Bills was like 14 plays in the second half. Every drive for the Steelers was like 1 play. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't good. It wasn't winning football, for lack of a better term. I don't know, man. We can sit here, we can rot on it. It was a terrible game by from a team that, let's be honest, that Bills team just seems to always dominate us, man. Like they just seem to game plan, change, and make us pay for the mistakes we make.
I don't know. We have a hard time dealing with Josh Allen's legs when he decides to use them.
Yeah, that's
not that a lot of teams. Statement. I mean, pretty much that could be said of just about any team in the NFL. But I watched the Steelers, and I've seen them consistently have a hard time being able to be able to have a viable, sustainable scheme to be able to deal with that when it comes up.
Yeah, you want to talk about game-changing play? It's definitely that first play. Joey Bosa hits it, and then the guy who got back-to-back turnovers, Bernard. I said it well in the bug cap, not here. He gets a fumble, touchdown. They get the interception the next time, go down for a touchdown, and it's just game over for the Steelers because this offense can't move the football. Laskers. I know we want to blame the defense, and they definitely deserve some absolute credit for how bad they played, right? But
they definitely deserve some credit for not being able to stop the run, but you got to get the defense off the field for a little bit, otherwise they're just going to be gassed, and that's what you saw.
Yep.
We've seen for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Pretty much ever since TJ Watt's been an all-pro.
That's fair to say that, but when we talk about this offense, because they deserve a lot of blame here. No running the football. I mean, Buffalo had 2 backup tackles. They ran the football. I think their backup running back 4 yards in this game than he had the whole season coming in. James Cook's getting mostly what he wants. There's a fumble caused by Herbig on the outside, recovered by Queen. The Steelers can't run the football, can't throw the football, refuse to use the middle of the field as if it's an absolute,
danger
the scariest place in the world. Yet all we do is get tight ends who, Laskers, if you have good tight ends, where do they make their living?
In the middle.
Exactly. So we stock up on tight ends to not use it. It's like this team just doesn't understand what to do. But we'll get to this later. I think that might be the beauty of this Buffalo game happening when it did, is maybe this embarrasses this coaching staff enough that they change what they do and add a few basic concepts that will let them exploit the talent that is currently on the roster. Because let's be honest here, this talent isn't any different than Kenny Pickett had, but somehow they look a lot worse than when Kenny Pickett was here, and people were like, oh, Kenny Pickett's holding them back, right? They're not worse. than when we had Russell Wilson. They're not really worse. Now, you could argue Pickens, DK Metcalf stuff, right? But the other players are all very similar or the same players. What the hell has changed that has made this team look so terrible these last 4 games offensively? I mean, the start of the year, we looked okay. We still are currently ranked as a mid of the pack offense. But these last 4 games, this offense has done nothing. This defense is on the field the whole time. They're old, they're slow, they can't handle being on the field that long. Inexcusable, but it's how it is. Maybe we need to practice a little harder. Maybe Cam shouldn't have vet days off, and maybe he'd be able to play 40 snaps in a football game rather than the 32 that he seems to die after. There's plenty of things that go around. But Gingy, maybe this absolute shellacking at the hands of the Bills will make the Steelers start to exploit the areas where they are good on the football field.
You think so, Donkey? You're going to see an adjustment?
I definitely will reply after Gingy.
I talked to you about this, Gingy. All we have to do is beat a really crappy division, and we win a really crappy division. So I say, let's do it.
It's a good shot of that. Starts this weekend.
Mm-hmm. When we talk about the Bills game, there's really not much else for me to talk about. I mean, they were good. We weren't. They were better than us. It is what it is at this point. We can sit here. We can beat the dead horse. We've talked about it now. Is this the 3rd straight week we've talked about this team losing this way, where the defense just can't hold up, the offense can't seem to move the football, and just players aren't. Let's be honest here. There's enough talent that at this point, it's fair to say either players aren't playing up to potential or coaches aren't putting them in a spot to win. Is that a fair summation of the last 3-4 weeks, including this game?
Let me chime in and go back on a little bit what you were saying a minute ago about are we going to change or not? We are 6-11 in the last 17 games. You really think we're going to see change?
Well, we changed our quarterback during that.
Okay. We changed wide receivers too. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
I think we might. I mean, moving on from Darius Slay, in my opinion, was a good move. I think getting Thielen is an absolute silly thing that doesn't do anything. But Gingy, before we move on, I want to say one thing. Two parts disappointed me in this game, and I'll bring the first one to you, and then I'll bring the second one to Laskers, and then we can move on unless you guys have something else. But how does a 300-pound man like Cam Hayward lay on top of a quarterback, get kneed by the quarterback, cry about it, and then play a crappy game? I mean, Josh Allen lives rent-free in Cam Hayward's head, and this dude's supposed to be the leader of this team. This dude is supposed to be the focal point of this team. And don't you find it ironic that the Bills started dominating us after Cam Hayward started to try to play hero ball and said, screw his assignment, I just want to hit Josh Allen?
Very unfortunate turn of events. Well, I don't think it was a good look. I mean, I understand his stance on being protected and whatnot, but I've never necessarily seen another D lineman take that stance before.
Nah, he played little baby ball because he got butt hurt, dude. That's all that happened. I'm gonna call it what it is. And yeah, Cam Hayward's bigger than me. Yeah, he's stronger than me. Yeah, he's tougher than me. Yeah, he could beat me up. That doesn't mean you can't say a grown man didn't play baby ball after getting kneed, dude. That's what my 8-year-old does when he gets upset in a sport. He'll just go out and be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna take this guy out now and stop doing what he's supposed to do." That's not what I expect from a 13-year vet, Laskers.
And someone that's paid a lot of money to play the game. They should be professional and, just do their job.
I don't know about that. There's plenty of people who are good at games. Doesn't mean they're professional in any way, shape, or form. But Laskers, what I want to talk to you about is, dude, this is the play that killed me in this whole game. One play killed me. 4th and 2, you haven't run the ball the whole day. You put in your backup running back on 4th and a long 2. You make it blatantly obvious that you're going to try to run the ball. And, of course, it fails because, and the only good drive we had dies. But, seriously, 4th and 2, we're trying to run the frickin' football.
Feels miserably, actually. We lost yardage on that play.
Yeah, it did exactly what you expected it to do.
Yeah, no, that's just stupidity. I mean, I guess they're trying to steal plays out of the Colts playbook, because they kind of did that to us, but... the Colts actually can do it.
Until everyone realized that you just stack the box against Taylor and make Danny Dimes beat you. That's kind of brought the Colts back to reality a little bit.
Yeah.
Gingy, Laskers, any other things you want to talk about from the NFL the last couple weeks that, tickled your fancy, made you happy, or just made you go, huh? What about this game?
Actually one from this Bills game. That will wrap up my sentiment on all this. Steeler fans, Jackson Jennings, I know it's looking rough out there, but we're not booing Renegade anymore. Everybody's stance on Renegade. Where do we think about that? And also some sneaky fire Tomlin chants in there.
Oh, they weren't sneaky. They were loud.
Anybody have any thoughts? I think that Renegade, I know that all the fans want the experience, but I really think that ought to be a song that be saved for major high-pressure moments, relevant games, division games, and playoff games. What's everybody else's thought on all that?
It should be saved for when our defense can stop someone in the fourth quarter. Until our defense starts getting stops, that song should just not be played. Because I agree with the fans. Why'd you want to hear them play, oh, we're going to get hyped for Renegade to give up another 70-yard touchdown drive? Like, it happens way too often. If you're going to have a tradition, you need to make it work. If it doesn't work, you need to change tradition. Laskers?
I don't disagree with that. I mean, yes, I agree with it needs to be stopping, in the fourth quarter, but also we need to be winning the game. You can't play Renegade if we're losing. That's just
fair.
That's just silliness.
Maybe a field goal game.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, but you need to be making stops, and So I'm okay with the fans booing him. I'm definitely okay with the fire Tomlin chant. I've been saying that for years. So that's nothing new. And my point of around the NFL is at least I had some good buffalo wings in Buffalo while I had to watch this shitty game.
Fair enough, Laskers. And Gingy, I'll let you close out there. What do you think about that? Do you highly disagree with our take? Do you think we should be more lenient towards traditions? Because you know me, and I've said this before, man, if a fan pays his money for his ticket, as long as he is not being derogatory at someone, right? And I think saying fire someone's fine in sports. As long as you're not being derogatory, dude, let your opinion be no, is how I always felt.
That's fine. That's fine. If that's how people feel, you just got to be dang sure. Otherwise, it feels weird. It feels weird the next week when you bring the ball back the same way, right? I feel like it's got to be a forced of. I feel like there's going to be a change. That's all I'm saying.
What I have to say, and I did surprise, this isn't what you brought up. This is the second game in a row where we played two out of the last three home games that were against big teams, where I heard the other team's fans over the Steelers. I see there's too many Packers fans, which I can kind of get because the Packers might come to Pittsburgh once every 8 years, right? But how the heck do you let the Buffalo Bill fans overtake the stadium, dude? That's ridiculous.
Well, that's an easy trip, though.
Yeah, but still, the Packers ones make sense because those people are spending a lot of money because it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, man. We play the Bills every other year. That stuff shouldn't be happening. The stadium should not be taken over by Bills fans, man.
Well, here's the answer to that question. The fans are sick of the standard is the standard. That's your answer right there.
That's fair. When we move forward, before we start talking about Baltimore, I want to tell you guys, the Steelers win the AFC North games they have remaining. They win the AFC North. They don't have to beat a single team with a winning record unless Baltimore ends up with a winning record by week 18. They currently don't have to beat a team with a winning record to win this division. I think this slacking puts them in a spot where they make it not big adjustments, but big enough adjustments to where I think the Pittsburgh Steelers come out and win this division. I'm going to be fully honest with you. I think this game was good for the Steelers in the winning the division type of way. Not in the good for this team type of way, but I think this is going to help them win the AFC North, Gingy.
Even if so, Donkey, I don't know if we're going to produce any different result than what we've seen in recent years, if that is the case.
Yeah, playoff game will probably be bad, but maybe we get the Jaguars in the playoff game. I don't know. Maybe they win a lot of games and end up second in their division. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe we can undo the curse of the Jaguars by beating the Jaguars.
Ooh.
I got one stat too. If somehow we do beat the Ravens, I think our chances go to like 76% to win the AFC North, and the Ravens' chance goes to like 12%.
Yeah, it's not good for whichever team ends up losing this game. It's definitely going to be terrible. Are we ready then to move on to the Steelers-Ravens big-time football, big-time AFC North matchup? Been pretty much the matchup of the year for a bunch of years now.
Can we talk about the game last night real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Everyone saw Pickens lay an egg, and now Dallas is all up in arms because they finally see why we didn't like Pickens.
Dude, Pickens has won bad games and people want to get on him. The dude still has more yards than our whole receiving core.
I won't disagree with that, but there was definitely plays that he did not put any effort in.
Steeler fans. He had one game where he kind of looked a little lost. Yeah, he sucks. How many plays has DK Metcalf taken off this year? And no one said shit about it. No one has said shit about it. So unless you're here to call out DK Metcalf, I don't want to hear you call out George Pickens.
I think I just did.
But it hasn't been done all year.
I could be here to call out DK Metcalf. I could do that if necessary.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a disappointment. What we're paying him, he's a disappointment. I mean, we should have been calling him out for weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no to say about that. Pickens has been one of the best receivers.
DK had freaking 32 yards last week. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, this certainly is. But, I mean, Pickens has been one of the best receivers in the league this year. I'm not going to dog the dude because he had one down day on a Thursday night. Woo! I've watched this whole team take off. I've watched every team in the NFL essentially take days off. It's just when a dude gets a thing, the media is going to call him out for it. When a dude is viewed another way, he's never going to get called out for it. It's why you've never heard DK Metcalf get called out, even when he's cost us big time. It is what it is. People are going to write their narratives. Personally, I'm not here for it, but, that is what it is. Let's get to the Baltimore game. 36-27 is the all-time record. On the road, the Steelers are... Oh, boy. What are they? They are 15-15, I believe, is what it is on the...
Yikes.
No, 15-14, excuse me. 15-14. Lost the most recent one. So... Well, actually, we lost both games to them last year, correct? Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. Current streak is the Ravens on that 2-game winning streak. Of course, the last one was a 28-14 win for the Ravens. This is a matchup of two football teams that are really struggling to find an identity, or really struggling to get anything going. This is a matchup that historically has been really good. Tomlin, Harbaugh, it seems to be a normal split. They took both last year. I think it's our turn to take both this year. Lamar Jackson's playing some of the worst football you've seen him play since his rookie season. And that's just the way it is right now. And the Steelers are playing some bad football. Derrick Henry doesn't look like a superstar. That offensive line there in Baltimore is struggling in both pass protection and run protection. You have a lot of things that make this matchup intriguing, but definitely not good, right? Like, when we look at this game, there's a lot of reasons for concern. There's a lot of talent on the Baltimore side of the football. There's a lot of talent on the Pittsburgh side of the football. But before we get into that, I want to break down to you guys right here, right now, what I think needs to happen for the Pittsburgh Steelers to re-identify themselves as a team that will win this division. And we're going to start on the defensive side of the ball. We don't need to play this nickel stuff anymore. What we need to do is put Peyton Wilson in there, play 3-down linemen, let Peyton Wilson cover the wide receiver if they bring in a slot receiver. If they play 3 wide receivers, we should have 3-down linemen. Personal view, we need to see a step up from Jabril Peppers because Kyle Duggar's not going to play. We need to see Asante Samuel, Joey Porter Jr. start playing press coverage because it's playing 10 yards off the line of scrimmage when it's 3rd and 5. Always gives up first downs. There needs to be press coverage. We need our edge rushers to step up as we're playing 5 essentially front line players. We need to get pressure. We need to stop the runs. We need to play aggressive, basic football. No complicated zones, no complicated blitzes. Make this simple. Win the line of scrimmage. Don't let the wide receivers get a yard. That's what they need to do. And with Joey Porter Jr., with Asante Samuel, with Peyton Wilson, and Jabril Peppers in there, I feel the Pittsburgh Steelers can play aggressive football and can dominate this line of scrimmage, Laskers.
Preach.
I hope we can see that. I mean, a lot of that is coaching, though. I mean, they're kind of told where
you have to
stand.
change the way you play. You have to change the way you play, no doubt. And I think the whooping at Buffalo might let that happen.
We'll see.
Genji. Simple. Easy. We can do it, right?
I love it. The question is will the Ravens afford us an opportunity for simple and easy? Lamar Jackson plus Derrick Henry on is not a simple thing to deal with.
No, they got some talent on the outside, too. I mean, Zay Flowers is a talented dude. A couple other receivers out there. Likely good tight end. Andrew's great tight end. You know, there's some talent there. Rashad Bateman. There's talent there, but there's no reason why our talent can't show up. I mean, you're talking 2 second-round picks, one who's shown a lot in his career in Asante Samuel Jr., and another one to Joey Porter Jr., who, Laskers, we damn well know Joey Porter Jr. is going to put his hands on someone. If you put him in press coverage, you know the best part about it? It's legal, because you can do it within 5 yards. Joey Porter Jr. should never be anything but press coverage, because the dude's too handsy to begin with.
I don't disagree with that. He definitely should always be in press coverage.
Let this long athleticism we have show, Gingy. That's what I want to see. I want to see these talented players who we've seen glimpses of. I want to see these talented players be allowed to use their talent. Specifically the speedy, fast guys like Asante Samuel Jr., Jabril Peppers, Joey Porter Jr., Peyton Wilson. I want to see them use their speed to dominate. I want to see the speed coming off the edge because these guys aren't getting blown up by double teams and TJ Watt and Highsmith or Herbig on the other side. I want to see the talent be allowed to shine, Gingy. And this is the week it needs to happen.
This little light of mine, we need to let it shine.
Fair.
Donkey, I like what you're saying. I need to see pressure up the middle. I need to see a defense willing to stand strong in the face of adversity, batten down the hatches, own the trenches. Let's not get pushed off the line of scrimmage. Let's be the ones pushing off the line of scrimmage. That'd be fantastic. And for goodness sakes, let's have DK Metcalf catch a deep ball.
All right, let's go to the offense. I have a simple solution here, too. You guys ready? You ready for this one?
Yep.
I got one question. Why the hell did we make Pat Freiermuth a top 10 tight end if we're not going to throw the ball to the middle of the field to our top 10 paid tight end?
We need to.
All right, we do. We need to. Gingy, I have a simple solution, and it's essentially a 3-play mix that's all the same. Okay? Hear me out on this. The Steelers seem to have trouble and think that the guys can't get open. Right? I'm sick of hearing all this garbage. I'm sick of hearing about how great Pat Freiermuth is and we're misusing him. You know what? I don't disagree with you, but it's time for him to show it if that is the case. So this is what we're going to do, Gingy, and it's really simple. We are going to line up in 2 tight ends because we love 2 tight ends. We love Darnell Washington, right? We're not going to try to be tricky. We're not going to run any frickin' reverses to who's the one that always gets it? Jonnu Smith. We're going to line up. We're going to play basic elementary football. Like elementary school football, right? 2 tight ends to the left side. DK Metcalf split out wide. Same side as the 2 tight ends. Here's the real simple route combination. And there's 3 variations, and I'll go over them all, that make this offense, I'm not going to say good, but make this offense palatable. Okay. Every time they're going to line up in zone, Baltimore's a primary zone team. 2 tight ends. It's really simple. First route, DK Metcalf runs a deep slant from the left side. Pat Freiermuth is the inside tight end. Darnell Washington's the outside tight end, or flip-flop, I don't really care. Inside tight end runs a skinny slant in the middle. So now the safety has to decide if he's taking away the skinny slant from Freiermuth or the deep slant from DK Metcalf. And right underneath that, you run Darnell Washington on a hook route 8 yards down the field. So Aaron Rodgers only has to read one sector, but it's depth. It's short, medium, deep. One sector, easy read, pick out which one you want. Booyah, easy. That's how you hit them. When they start playing deep, you get a variation now. Same play. Washington runs the same route. Freiermuth runs the same route. DK Metcalf runs a shallow cross. Now you have short, intermediate, medium. But they don't know what's coming because you just ran 2 variations of the same play. Now they start stacking in the middle. What do? DK Metcalf runs a go route. Pat Freiermuth runs an outside route. You still run the skinny hook. It's a simple 3 different variation concept that is simple, attacks the middle, and will make the Baltimore Ravens pee their little panties because they've never seen the Steelers attack the middle of the football field the way they're going to do with this 3 simple play concept.
That's the dream, Donkey. That's the dream.
And I mean, no one has to learn anything here. I'm not doing anything crazy, but I'm going to use my highly paid weapons in a way that exploits their talents. Pat Freiermuth isn't a blocker. Get that dude in there to catch footballs. Stop dictating what plays we run by personnel on the field. Keep the same damn 5 people on the field and exploit the Ravens. Lasters.
I mean, I don't disagree with your idea. I just don't see it happening based off of statistics. And we definitely ain't throwing a deep ball. Like, I think we don't have any real passes over 20 yards this year.
We didn't complete a pass over 20 yards in the air the whole month of November.
Yeah.
For what it's worth. Yeah. By the way, Jameis Winston completed 4 of those passes in the first game he started for the Giants, if you're curious.
Doesn't sound good at all, Donkey.
No, but I think we can keep this game simple. I think we can make this game an easy win, man. Just basic things, basic concept, and do them well. Execute them well. Make Aaron Rodgers not have to hold the ball longer than this offensive line will allow. Don't get Aaron Rodgers killed. I mean, it's so damn simple. I just don't understand why we don't do it. At least try it. Because what we're doing doesn't work. Try something different. Try using these tight ends in the part of the field where they're good, the middle. Exploit the fact that you have 2 monsters in there. Like, have you watched people try to tackle frickin' Darnell Washington? It's hysterical.
It is.
Like, exploit that. Exploit him and Freiermuth together so if they want to stop Darnell because he's scary, let Freiermuth get a one-on-one with frickin' Roquan Smith and let Freiermuth earn his damn contract.
I don't disagree with all that.
Full disclosure, that's how I see us winning this game. I hope they do it. What are your guys' thoughts on this Ravens game? What do you expect to see before we do some cash or trash?
I expect it to be... I expect it to be a close game, but it's all going to come down to who outperforms the other team. I mean, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I think clean sheets is going to be super important this week. Cannot turn that ball over, Gingy. What you feeling?
Yeah, and if you do, you gotta take one back. I think for every time you turn it over, we got to take 2 from them.
I like that. All right. Any other thoughts before we start some cash or trash?
Let's cash it in. Let's go.
All right, let's start on offense. Let's start with Laskers. Laskers, I told you what my focal point's going to be, but I still think running's important. The Steelers will get 120 rushing yards and a touchdown this week at Baltimore. Cash or trash?
Give me a second to think on that. I haven't really watched the Ravens, but I'm going to trash that one. I think they will get 1 touchdown, but I don't think they're going to have the yards.
All right, fair enough. Gingy, I also said tight ends are going to be a very huge part of this game. I firmly believe that. 150 receiving yards between the 4 tight ends, cash or trash.
Yes, cash it in.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, Lasker's back to you. I said clean sheet's going to be important. Aaron Rodgers does not turn the football over. Cash or trash?
I'm going to cash that one in.
Gingy, Ravens struggling on pass rush. The Steelers continue that trend for them. The Steelers allow 2 or fewer sacks in this game.
I think that we should cash that in. We're talking tight ends. We're talking quick passes. Aaron Rodgers on time, in rhythm.
Laskers, last one. You like to talk. The big plays didn't happen. The Steelers will have 2 completions more than 20 yards down the field in this game. Cash or trash?
I'm going to trash that one for certain.
Fair enough. Let's get to the defensive side of the ball. Let's start with Gingy. Gingy, pass rush needs to win this game when we force the Ravens to have to throw the ball. We will sack Lamar 4 times at least. Cash or trash?
Absolutely. Cash it in.
Laskers, King Henry is going to try to reign supreme, but it ain't really going to happen. The Steelers are going to hold him under 70 yards rushing. Cash or trash?
Make it 80 and I'll cash it in.
Fine, under 80 yards rushing. Gingy, this is the game we got DK Metcalf. Or not. This is a game DK Metcalf gets to outperform the other team's wide receivers. The Steelers don't let a Ravens wide receiver over 50 yards. Cash or trash?
Ooh. Trash that.
Okay. Laskers.
Yes.
What should we do? Middle linebackers. Patrick Queen forces a turnover in this game. Cash or trash?
I'll cash it in. Why not?
Yeah.
And Gingy, we're going to end with you. The Pittsburgh Steelers hold the Baltimore Ravens under 20 points. Cash or trash?
Aw, donkey. You're making me give away information here.
Okay, we'll change it. We'll change it. I'll get a different one for you. The Steelers hold the Ravens under 300 yards of total offense. Cash or trash?
Oh, right at that number. I'm going to cash it in.
I like to hear it. I like to hear it. All right. Do we want to get some closing thoughts from you guys on how you think this game is going to go before we get to predictions? Laskers, start with you.
I just hope it's a good game, and I hope we come out on top. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. Is like I hope we actually come out and show something.
That'd be nice, Gingy.
Overall, we're looking for a bounce back week, right? Last week was real rough. This is a division rival. This is a meaningful game. We're in make or break mode. And I think this is one of those games that the Steelers answer the call.
I'm with you on that. I'm really looking for, and you could hear by my preaching, man, I expect a change of things. I expect aggression, and I expect aggression in a way you don't see the Steelers do it. They tend to pull things out against the Ravens, so if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in a Ravens game. I fully expect the Steelers to be aggressive in this Ravens game, attack the middle of the field, and, perhaps even be aggressive on defense. A little crazy, I know, but that's how I like. Laskers, what other AFC North matchups do we have going on this weekend?
We have the Titans at the Browns.
Oh boy, that's a matchup of crap. All right, Gingy, you like the Titans or the Browns?
The Browns.
I want the Browns too. Ugh, can't believe I said that. The Laskers.
I'm going to pick against you two. Give me the Titans. And I don't feel good about my pick, but I'm just going with it.
I don't think anyone feels good about just picking that game at all.
I'm only picking it. The Browns' defense is strong.
The Bengals are going to try to make a run, so give me whoever the hell the Bengals are playing. Who are they playing, Laskers?
The Bills.
Yep, give me the Bengals. Don't care. Gingy?
Yeah, after I learned my lesson after last week. I got burnt. Give me the Bengals.
Laskers?
Give me the Bills. It's at Bills.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. And then we got the coup de grace, the Steelers and the Ravens. Gingy, who you like? Score, X Factor.
Gingy is going 24-20. as we harken back to Cash Your Trash, your now 20 points would have forced me to say push, donkey.
You should have done that.
24-20 Steelers. I think that your X Factor is going to be a guy who's continuing to come on. I really like what I'm seeing in the passing game from Kenneth Gainwell.
Oh, he's been a real dude. I miscalled that sign, and that dude's been a lot better than I thought he'd be.
In a lot of different ways too. He's a good mix-up runner from Jalen. I don't think he's outstanding in terms of like he's not better than Warren in the run game, but he has been an absolute asset in the passing game. So 24-20 X Factor Kenneth Gainwell.
I like it. Laskers.
Give me Steelers 27, Ravens 26. I have no idea how we're getting to these scores. Don't worry about that. And my X Factor is Darnell Washington.
That's a good X Factor.
Right in. Donkey.
I got it. The Steelers are winning this game 24-17. And the X Factor is going to be none other than I give two because I have a defensive and an offensive X Factor.
Sure.
Okay. Let's hear
I like Pat Freiermuth coming up clutch, and I like on the defensive side Patrick Queen against this team, man. That's how he always works. Patrick Queen always dominates his old team. That's how I said it last time. I think he forces a big turnover. I like this game 24-17. like I said, I think the Steelers are going to play different. I think the Steelers are going to play a way you're not expecting. And I full-heartedly expect to see the Pittsburgh Steelers come out and play just together because they're all down. They've all been thrown under the bus. They've all been called out. I really feel like that whooping at Buffalo is going to force these guys to look internally. I think the coaches are going to make it simple, and I really, really feel good about us winning this division. Not about the playoffs, but I think we're going to go 9-6 because I think we're going to go to 9 wins because we have to just beat the crappy AFC North. And let's be honest here. Lamar's not playing good. We already played Cincy twice. Whatever the hell's going on in Cleveland's going on in Cleveland. This starts the division title run. Mark my words. Put it down. Let's go to shout-outs. Laskers.
I don't really have an NFL one, but I'm going to shout out Houston for being cooler because I hate being in Texas when it's just way too goddamn hot for me. So anything above like 70 is too hot for me. So that's my shout out.
Ginger.
Yeah, no way. After last week, we need to earn that back.
Dude, I know it's not going to be popular, but man, Brandon Echols has been waiting his time. He came out, and while the Steelers didn't play a good game, there was a single individual, and that is Brandon Echols, who stood out to me. I'm going to give him a shout-out. Early game interception, a couple batted balls later in the game, not being afraid to stick his nose in there on the right side when they ran it that way, which wasn't very often. I was really happy to see the play of Brandon Echols, and we need more of that stuff. Now I'll let you know I'm the Viking Donkey. It's Viking_Donkey on Twitch and Twitter. Your daily dose of Donkey with Ginger is the YouTube channel where you get all this awesome content. Be sure to tune in, listen, get hyped, get fly. This is Steelers time, baby. I know it doesn't look good. I know 6-6 is ugly. But, Gingy, ugly football is just what the Steelers do. And I guess I should say Laskers, because that's who I'm sending it to.
Yes, ugly football is ugly football, so let's hope we can break the streak of ugly football. And I'm the Laskers everywhere. If you can't find me, well, at this point, good luck to you. Gingy, to you.
Mutant Gingy in the house. We're hanging out, talking football. It is Ravens weekend, people. If you ain't hyped for this one, you ain't getting hyped for nothing. Steelers going on a run. We're taking the North, baby. Here we go, Steelers. Wave them if you got them.